Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your first lunar cycle sign by sign insights video from me. I've decided that these will go from lunar cycle to help us to align with the energies of the cosmos rather than the Gregorian calendar, which really has no impact on our moods and energy cycles and rhythms. So we're going to begin this update by talking about today's energies, the 15th of May, the new moon in the sign of Taurus, as Uranus, the storm god, also enters the sign of the bull. So it's a huge cosmic shift for all of us. And wherever Uranus has been transiting in our birth chart and will be moving to is, a point of transition and transformation for us at this time, and provides us with the foreshadowing of the energies we'll be working with for the next 7-year cycle as he moves through the sign of Taurus. So for you, it's particularly significant, Scorpio, because Taurus is your opposite sign. So Uranus will be leaving your 6th house, where he has been revolutionizing your day-to-day routines, your health, perhaps awakening you to new healing modalities, perhaps awakening you to new levels of service, new ideas about what you want to build, the small day-to-day structures and routines of your life. He's been calling you to revamp and revolutionize. But now he moves into the 7th house, the house of partnership, the house of relationship, the house where the other person is the mirror of our soul, the house where we form our connections, both romantically and in a business sense. So Uranus, the great liberator in the house of relationship, will be asking you to review all of your connections and allegiances to ensure that they are in alignment with your soul frequency, in alignment with your true authentic self. So this can be a bit of a uncomfortable energy to start with, because we may suddenly start to see the truth of the intimate connections that we have and the people that we are involved with. There may be some unsettling energy as we have to release some connections and let some things go. The thing with Uranian energy is that it is just as likely to shake people out of our life as to draw new people in. So for some of you, you may find that old people leave your life, new ones enter very rapidly. Uranus will draw to you the people that will shake you out of your comfort zone, that will move you on to the next level of evolution. And that might not always be what we feel we want personally, but our soul will always show us the quickest, fastest route to learning the lessons that we intended to in this lifetime. And for you in particular, Scorpio, your intimate connections are part of your growth cycle in this incarnation, and this energy is getting an acceleration from Uranus over the next 7 years. You will at some point during the 7-year cycle, depending on the degree of your Scorpio sun or your Scorpio planets, be receiving an opposition, a challenging alignment from Uranus that will make these changes seem very, very personal. The sun is who I am. It's our identity in this lifetime. And when Uranus challenges it, we are asked to revolutionize, to shed the old identity and become someone new, someone much more authentic and true to ourselves. So you, as a very sensitive prophetic sign, Scorpio, will be feeling these changes on the horizon. So it's really important that you don't go into fear, but just open yourself and be prepared to make an evolutionary jump forward. So this is the beginning of the month, and we can use this Taurus new moon energy to really seed the intentions of the type of relationships the type of connections that you do wish to cultivate in your life over the next 7 years. So be sure to really feel into what feels true to you and what kind of people you would like to surround yourself with at this time. You know, perhaps there are people in your life that haven't been valuing you, that haven't been an accurate reflection of your worth. So maybe this is the time to call forward those who will support you, those who will be a blessing rather than a disruptive influence in your life. So as the energies of the lunar cycle progress, we have a beautiful benefic trine forming between Jupiter in your sign and Neptune, who is in your 5th house. And later on in the month, they're also going to align with Cancer, Venus in Cancer in your 9th house, creating a beautiful harmonious water trine, portal of healing energy for all of us. But for you, this will be particularly beneficial for the areas of self-reflection and self-healing. You know, Jupiter is in your sign and he is amplifying your scorpionic frequency at the moment. He is encouraging you to go even deeper into those shadowy places of the cycle which you are so familiar with. He wants you to go even further into the shadows, to mine for the gold down there. And aligning with Neptune in the 5th house of joy, of romance, of creativity and fun. You know, there could be ways for you to turn your personal growth experiences that you're moving through at this time into beautiful creations which you can then share with the world. And in the 9th house as well, you know, you're opening to receive the wisdom, the blessings, the synchronicity of the cosmos. So you may find that you receive some downloads at this point in the month that you can then channel to accelerate your own personal growth, or can offer up as creative energy for the rest of us to enjoy. As I said, you know, this could be a moment where you draw new people into your life. So this can be a time for you to kind of move beyond your natural tendency towards heaviness and seriousness and open up and enjoy some fun, some pleasure, some recreational activity. The full moon this month is going to fall on the 29th of May, and this is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, which will fall in your 2nd house, Scorpio. So the 2nd house will take us back to those Taurian themes of self-worth, of self-value. So this can really illuminate the areas where you're out of alignment with your true value, where you are allowing yourself and your resources to be undervalued, to be depleted. On an energetic level, on a more physical, practical level, it illuminates what you're doing with your finances, with the gifts that you already have been blessed with by the universe. It can really make you look at what resources you have and are you using them in the best and most appropriate ways to support your visions for the future. So we're moving on from that energy as we move into June towards the Gemini new moon, which will bring closure to this lunar cycle, and that's going to fall on the 13th of June. And this new moon is going to illuminate your 8th house, and you will have found the Sun in your 8th house and Mercury in your 8th house since the 20th and the 29th of May. So this area of your chart is the Scorpio section. It's the house that is naturally ruled over by Scorpio in the birth chart. So this is quite a natural frequency for you. But it will also, you know, take you into some of your fears that you have around expressing yourself, Scorpio, because we know that you are one of the most hidden signs of the zodiac. You are one of the most private signs. You are deeply sensitive, deeply receptive to other people's energies and their underlying motivations. So this can sometimes cause you to shut down and to not share your personal truths, not share your wisdom with others. So this is a good time for you to really start to move through some of those blockages and, you know, embrace the energy of renewal in this section of your chart. So you might set the intentions to call forth intimate relationships where you can be truly authentically expressing yourself at this time, to call forth healing around fears around intimacy and opening up, to call forth, you know, those relationships that will support you as the old ones break down, as Uranus enters your 7th house. Throughout this lunar cycle, Mars is going to be in his shadow period, and Mars is very significant to you, Scorpio, because he is your ancient ruler. Before Pluto came along, Mars was the ruling planet of Scorpio, and he is going to be in Aquarius in your 4th house. So this is another watery section of your birth chart, and this section deals with the past, the home, the family life. So you may start to feel the rumblings of discontent in your home and family sector at this time, and it's good to pay attention to what is rising before Mars actually officially goes retrograde, so we know what we might have to work on, where we might have to expend our energy creating healing during the summer. And this again is a very private and personal house of the birth chart that speaks to the patterns and the energies that we receive from our ancestors and from our genetic lineage. So there could be a need for you to really kind of work through the patterns that you are carrying forward from your parents, from your grandparents, and their, you know, grandparents for them. You know, what unhelpful patterns are kind of still replaying themselves in your life that you wish to be free of, that you wish to liberate yourself from. So we have a very interesting combination of energies moving through your chart this month, Scorpio, and like I say, you'll be one of the signs that's most affected by Uranus's shift. So be very, very gentle with yourself and allow the new energy to come in and to integrate within you, and don't go into fear or worry about what the future might bring up. Just be in the moment, be in the now, and embrace everything as it rises. I pulled a card for you as well from the Sacred Oracles deck by Alana Fairchild, because Uranus is the sacred rebel. And the card that I picked for you is so in alignment with Uranus's shift into your 7th house, and it's releasing allegiances. So that card really speaks for itself, saying that, you know, there are some connections that you have that are draining your energy, that are not serving you at this time, and you don't need to be afraid to let them go, because when you do take the courage to disconnect from those relationships that aren't right, then new unexpected people can come in. It's interesting for those of you who are, you know, seeking a soul partner. Uranus will bring to you the person that you least expect, that is least what you think is your type. So just be really open to that as well, Scorpio. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I am wishing you a blessed lunar cycle and a revolutionary Uranus in Taurus cycle.